It was jarring to see the scene of the massacre, or one of the scenes of the massacres, as well as to see the short film afterwards that showed more of innocent people getting killed. It was troubling in that movie, especially to see the joy experienced by the people that were killing innocent civilians, including kids and babies and defenseless people, essentially. So, it's one thing if civilians die accidentally, but if it's another thing to revel in the joy of killing civilians. That's not, that's evil. I mean, the rebuttal is often made that, but Israel has killed civilians, also in Gaza. But there is an important difference here, which is that Israel tries to avoid killing civilians, doing everything it can to avoid killing civilians, and there's not sort of joy expressed. I mean, it was troubling to see massive protests in almost every major city in favor of Hamas, they generally characterize it as sort of a Free Palestine movement, and I think one can generally agree that we want a good future for Palestinians, and we want to I mean, the challenge is really how do you get rid of the ones who are hell-bent on murdering Jewish people, while minimizing civilian casualties, and then ultimately stopping the sort of propaganda that is convincing people to engage in murder. So that at the end of the day, that's really essential, is to figure out, okay, how are they being trained to have these, to believe that murdering and having joy at the death of civilians is a good thing, and to stop that training. It's important to pair firmness in taking out the terrorists, those who are intent on murder, and then at the same time to then help those who remain, which is also what happened in Germany and Japan.
Exactly right.
It's interesting because this is quite a rare thing in history. Usually, the victor pillages the loser, and if you look at it after World War I, the Treaty of Versailles was a big mistake, and it created immense bitterness in Germany, and it's part of what led to World War II. And then World War II, that people realized, listen, we actually need to rebuild the economies, and instead of punishing them. And so, you had the rebuilding of Japan, rebuilding of Germany and much of Europe, and then we've had peace and prosperity for a long time. Those who are intent on murder must be neutralized. Then the propaganda must stop. That is training people to be murderers in the future, and then making Gaza prosperous. And if that happens, I think it will be a good future.